Okay, let's look at this one. You guys were coming up with a lot of numbers here. So first, the easiest thing to find is the y-intercept. Who can tell me what the y-intercept is? 0, 16. Okay, that one was the easiest one to find. Now to find the x-intercept, what did you do? 0, x squared plus 8x plus 16. Factored. Good, I love it. You factored. X plus 4. So this is a perfect square trinomial. And we get x equals what? -4. Okay, so that's the same -4. You get the same answer. So -4, 0. There's only one x-intercept. And by the way, we have 3 different options when it comes to graphs of parabolas. We can have 2 x-intercepts. We can have 1 x-intercept. Or what we're going to find out in the next lesson is we could have no x-intercepts. Right? It could open upward or downward here. So we have 1 x-intercept because that number is the same. What's the vertex here? X equals -4, -8. I was going to write -b over 2a. So you did -8 over 2 times 1, which is -4. So, oh, that's the same -4. When you plug it in, you should get 0, right? Y equals -4 squared. Now make sure you put that in parentheses, plus 8 times -4 plus 16. This becomes 16, 16 minus 32 plus 16, which is 0. So our vertex is also -4, 0, because if you look at that shape right here, if it's going to have one x-intercept, it's going to be sitting on the x-axis, which means the x-intercept is the same thing as the vertex. So let's count by 4, 8, 12, 16. Why did I use a scale of 2 here? You notice that I'm counting by 4. I need to fit 16. So I just decided I'm going to have here on the y-axis, I'm using a scale of 2, right? Oh, 16, sorry. 16 right here. It's supposed to be 16. Okay, I had a typo. Okay, and then -4. So I could use a different scale. I'm going to use a scale of 1 on the x-axis. So -1, -2, -3, -4. This is my x-intercept right here, and my axis of symmetry is x equals -4, right? X equals -4. Can anyone tell me another point that would be symmetrical? What would be another point that I could graph? Yes. So 5, 6, 7, -8. -8, see how this is 4 units away, so I need to count 4 more units. Over here is another symmetrical point. -8, 16 is symmetrical to the y-intercept, so my shape looks like this. So yeah, let's talk about where do we get the -8. So remember that all points, and this is of course more curved, right, probably. All points are symmetrical around the axis of symmetry. So since I knew I had a y-intercept here, and there was 4 units to get to the axis of symmetry, I know that there has to be another point exactly 4 units on the other side. Okay. Sure, that's fine. You can choose whatever scale you want, but yes, if you change the scale, it will look different, okay? Because that's right on the same. See how the y-intercept here is 0, 16, right? That was from, yeah, and so we're just coming over, yeah, the axis of symmetry. All right, let's go ahead, in the interest of time, let's go ahead and go on to the word problem on the back page. So this says, currently an artist can sell 200 paintings every year at the price of $60 per painting. Each time he raises the price per painting by $20, he sells 5 fewer paintings. Assume he will raise the price per painting X times, then he will sell. So they're getting this formula right here, 200 minus 5X. Because he's selling 200 paintings, but every time he raises the price, right, he sells 5 fewer paintings. So this is this part about, we're going to lose sales if we raise the price. The price is 60 plus 20x. Why is it 60 plus 20x? Well, because he's starting out at a price point of $60. But every time he's raising the price, he's not just raising it 61, 62, 63. No, he's raising it to 80, and then he decides to raise the price again. He's going to raise it another $20 to 100. Okay? But what's happening is at a certain point, he's going to be selling not very many paintings. What if he raises the price to $1 million? Maybe he's not selling any paintings then. Right. So it's true. He would have to paint less. So his yearly income. So I stands for the yearly income. So this is defining the variable. Remember, if you were writing the equation, you would want to define the variable. His yearly income in dollars can be modeled by, so here's his income. Here's 60 plus 20x, which is the price of the painting, right? And then 200 minus 5x, what does this part represent? Yeah, it's the number of paintings, number sold, right? Because it's just, it's very similar to like the idea that, you have something, it's costing so much money and people opt out. They don't want to buy it anymore, right? So if the artist wants to earn $30,000 per year from selling paintings, what new price should he set? So X is the number of price increases. X equals number of price increases. So here, when we're looking at this number, are we going to plug in 30,000 for X, or are we going to plug in 30,000 for I? How come I? I is the income. So we have 60 plus 20x, and here we have 200 minus 5x. Okay, how are we going to solve for x? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, why do we have to FOIL right now? Why is the first step to FOIL? Yeah, and also because in order to solve this, we have to set it equal to 0, right? The only way I can take away 30,000 to set it to 0, is if I actually, FOIL this out. So we do need to FOIL, okay? So 60 times 200 is 12,000. Okay, 60 times negative 5x is negative 300x. 20x times 200, 4,000x. And then 20x times negative 5x, negative 100x. Okay, we're going to want to set it equal to 0, so I'm going to be subtracting the 30,000 from both sides, right? Oops, and that's x squared, you guys. You see it? Did you catch that little mistake that I made? X times x is x squared. Okay? So let's simplify all of this. So we have 0 equals, and we'll put it in standard form. So I'm going to bring the negative 100x squared over here. We're going to combine like terms. What do you get here? We have 4,000x, and you owe 300x. So positive 3,700x. And then what is 12,000 minus 30,000? Negative 18,000. Okay. So what would you want to do next? We just simplified it. So we set to 0. We FOILed it 1. Okay, you want to factor it. Now, what's the very first number one rule of factoring is always look for a GCF. What is the GCF? Negative 100. So remember, the GCF, we can actually divide everything by negative 100. That's not going to change our answer at all, because we can do whatever we want so long as we do the same thing to both sides. So the GCF, we're going to divide out the GCF. What do I get? I'm going to get a much simpler problem to hopefully be able to factor. 0 equals x squared minus 37x, right? 37x plus 180. 180, am I right? You're with me so far? Okay, and then we would want to factor this, or we could use the quadratic formula. 100, positive 100. They have to have the same signs, right? You have to? 180. 37. 180. Oh, what's 180 divided by 36? 5. No, that doesn't work. Oh, wait. No, it doesn't. All right, well, let's just use the quadratic formula then. Nobody can think of any factors that work? Here, let me show you a really quick method. For those of you who do have this, this isn't going to help you necessarily on the test, but you could go 180 divided by x. Okay, and we go second table. So what this does is it actually takes all the numbers, all the factors of 180. You see this? All these numbers, it's basically taking 180, it's dividing it by every single number. And then we can mentally add them together. So, oops, that doesn't work. 30. I know. Oh, 12 and 15. Oh, that's 27. Darn it. I was really hoping it would work. 20, that's 28. So close. All right, let's use the quadratic formula. X equals negative 37. So that's positive 37 plus or minus the square root of 37 squared squared 1369 minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is 180, all over 2A, 2. Okay, x equals 37 plus or minus the square root, and now we have to do all of this. So square root, I'm just going to do it on one step, 1369 minus 4 times 180 equals, oh, yep, that's why we get the decimal point there, over 2. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Minus 4 times 180, okay, is this one is 649. So the fact that 649 is not a perfect square, I just did it on the calculator, it means that it couldn't have been factored. And we already saw that because we went through all the different options. So are we going to want the positive version of this, or are we going to want the negative version of this? Well, actually, we better check both of them. So we're going to have to do 37 plus the square root of 649 over 2. So 37 plus the square root of 649, right? Are you with me? And then I'm dividing that by 2. So 31-ish, okay? 37 minus the square root of 649 divided by 2. So the next one is 37 minus square root 649. Enter. I'm going to divide that by 2. And I get 5.7. Okay, so these would be the number of price increases he has. Yes, what's that? What's that?
My calculator says 31 plus the square root of 649 is
Okay, I'll have to look at yours in just a second. So another thing we could do here, y equals, I'm actually going to show you what it looks like to graph it, because you could graph this on Desmos, okay? So 60 plus 20x, and then 200 minus 5x. If we graph that, now you're not going to actually see it on here because look at how big it's going up, okay? And in fact, right now, I think that's a perfect opportunity. Before we finish this problem, I want to skip to this problem for a second because I want to show you how to change the window. And you can do this on Desmos. I can show you that afterwards, but we can't video it. What is the maximum income he could make? What should the price be for the income to occur? So the maximum, well, when you see the word maximum, what are they talking about? The vertex, exactly. So how do we find the vertex? Let's use this form right here, the FOILed form, negative 100 x squared. This is just the whole entire thing factored out, actually, but here we would need to use the 12. Plus 3700x plus 12,000. Does everybody see why I'm using 12,000 here instead of the negative 18,000? It's because here we subtracted. This was just this part. It's the same thing as this, it's just FOILed out, right? So it's just without the 30,000 because I subtracted 30,000 from both sides here, okay? Now if I want to find the vertex, I'm using x equals what? Yes, negative b over 2 times a equals, right? Negative divided by negative is a positive. What's half of 37? (37) divided by 2 is 18.5. Okay, so this is x, and then that's what price should he sell it is actually going to be coming later. But this is how many price increases he should include, right? Every time he raises the price $20, this is a price increase. You see that? So how would I figure out what his maximum income is using x equals 18.5? What do I do now? Plug it in. Same thing we've always been doing. Let's go back to the original. I think it's actually a little bit easier. I equals, I'm just going to go back to the original. You could plug it in here as well. But you'd have 60 plus 20 times 18.5 times 200 minus 5 times 18.5. Okay? So I'm just going to plug that into my calculator. This is not fun mental math here. So 60 plus 20 times 18.5, close parentheses, times 200 minus 5 times 18.5, close parentheses. So what's that? That's 46,000. Yes, 225. So this is going to be his maximum salary or income, right? 46,225. And how much would he be selling it for? So here, let's look back here. This is the price right here. This is the number sold. So right here, this is the price, isn't it? So you have, because $60 plus $20 for every increment that he's going to add on to the price. Right. So here's the price. Here's the number of paintings sold. So he was way undercharging, wasn't he, in the beginning? So the price would be the 60 plus 20 times 18.5 is how much? 430. So 60. Well, I'm going to trust you. Did you guys all get 430? So this is the price. You know, and that actually happened to me recently. I went to a cafe, and there was some gorgeous artwork, and I thought, oh, that's so nice. My friend was late. I was looking around, and it was $40. So do you know, most of them were sold. $40 for a framed, hand-painted. I'm like, what? So of course I bought it. But if it had been $430, I might have thought twice, you know? $40, I'm like, yes, I'll do it. Okay, let's go back to this problem then, okay, because we didn't quite finish it off. What I wanted you to see is how we would actually need to set up the window. I think I'll just show this on Desmos once we end the video. So you can always type in this formula on Desmos if you're only just watching the video. One thing that to be aware of here is X was 18.5, but this maximum salary was all the way up here at 46,225. You know, because we have a negative coefficient of X, this is going to open downward, right? And somewhere along here is 30,000. Can you kind of visualize what I'm sketching out here? What I'm trying to do is sketch out, this is X, the number of price increases. Here on Y is his income or salary. I should have stuck with I. So these 2 points right here, 31 and a roughly 6, yeah?
I just don't know how you got 31 because my calculator didn't.
Okay, hand it to me. No, actually, I know exactly what it is. I have to go through a whole procedure. So, yeah.
Why would it give me the wrong answer?
Okay. All right. Give it to me. So, to find, where is it? I don't see it here.
Well, I've been doing math.
Oh. Okay. So, 37 plus the square root of 649. And you push equal. Nope, I need a parenthesis. Okay. Escape. Parenthesis equals. And it's because you have to do green diamond equal sign to get an approximate value. And then divided by 2. And that's, again, going to give us that crazy number. So we have to, anyway, yeah.
I just didn't see things.
Right. Okay, well, now everybody who has a graphing calculator like that will know how to do it. All right, so what were we even asking back here? Okay, back here it says, what new price should he set? So what's happening here is with this price, remember he starts out at $60, right? So we were using this part right here for the price, and I'm running out of space here. But if we are going to, just like here how we increased 18 times, $20, we increased 18 times. He's either going to increase it around 6, well 5.7, okay, or he's going to increase it a lot. So it's either going to be, he's going to increase it $60 plus 20 times 6. I'm just rounding that off, okay? So that's going to be his new price. Or he's going to increase it 31 price points. But what happens is he reaches this vertex, this maximum point. He would much rather wouldn't you rather make $46,000 than $30,000? So the point is like if you increase the price too much, you lose customers. The sweet spot is going to be that vertex. You see what I'm saying? But there should be symmetry around the 18.5. I don't know exactly if there is. We'd have to do the math, and I rounded. Okay? All right. Okay. So you can